This is what we're making today. Ah! Look at him go. He's fabulous. Okay, let's do it. Okay, let's go ahead and create this really fun Minecraft blocks game in Scratch. So the first thing that I want to do is create a really good block for us to use. I'm going to use Canva to do this. You can do this right inside of Scratch, but Canva is free and I always encourage my students to use it. So I just opened up canva.com and typed in box just on one of its little white templates. You don't have to have any particular size. Then in the search, I typed in grass and I turned the box a nice deep brown color. So this is the little block that we're going to be using in our little Minecraft game today. So isn't it cute? Now I'm going to type in rock, and there's a cool rock right there. I like it, but I don't like the color. So at the top left, I'm going to go ahead and edit the colors. There are 4 shades of gray, and I'm just going to turn them different shades of brown. And that looks really cute. And then I get rid of that guy and then copy paste. So one block has 2 like little rocks in it and some grass on top. If I can get this to copy and paste. There we go. And I'm going to save that. And I'm going to download it from Canva as a PNG. And it's free to download. And you can build anything you want in Canva. Then I'm going to add it to my photos. And now I'm going to go ahead and open Scratch. And I go to Upload Sprite and Photo Library. And there it be. Awesome. And so I import it. And this is going to be our terrain. And then we're going to have another costume called soil. And that's just going to be the exact same thing without grass on it. All right, now let's go ahead and draw Steve. He's just our little Minecraft dude. So let's start out with a nice little aqua color, and let's do a box for his chest. Then let's do 2 brownish colored blocks for his arms. And I'm going to put them right in the middle of my block for his chest, for his shirt. And I sort of made a rectangle, then copy and paste and put one on the right and left sides. And that's just going to be a simple little symbol for his arms. Then I made a 4th block, and that's going to be a block for his legs, and I turned that like an electric blue. Now I just copied and paste from his arms and then make a bigger block for his head. And I'll zoom in here, and I make just a nice little rectangle of black for his hair. And then I will make 2 block eyes. So I just did one, then copy and pasted the other to the other side. And I just did a straight line for his mouth. And then I'll do copy and paste and turn a littler block white. So it just gives him a little bit of dimension that he's like really alive. There we go. Oh, he's looking more human and human-esque as we go. Awesome. Oh, I like Steve. He's very fantastic. He's not quite the right size, but we will fix the size. All right, let me make I selected his mouth and made it size 5, just so we can see it a little bit better. All right, now let's go ahead and make 2 costumes for our terrain. So one is the one that we just downloaded from Canva with the pretty grass and the blocks. And we're gonna duplicate that. And we are gonna call this first one with the grass terrain. And so we duplicate it, and then we are in our bitmap, so not vector. And I just went ahead and grabbed a square of that brown, and I'm gonna go ahead and plop it right over the grass so we keep it the same size. And now this is gonna be called soil. So we have terrain with the grass and soil with just brown. And so we have 2 different costumes that we can go between. And so if you want to add on to this game and make inventory, like in a creative mode for Minecraft, you can. Make both costumes about 198 by 171. Now let's go ahead and make more costumes for our Steves, because Steve is going to be moving. Moving. Okay, so there is Steve. And I want to make him a little bit smaller because, so I go ahead and select all of him. Then I make Steve about 34 by 16. And I do that just so he can move along our game quickly. You don't want, the only thing with Scratch is that it can lag. So if we do too many blocks at a time, it will start just not working. So we want to keep these pictures a little bit smaller. So Steve is 34 by 16. Hi, Steve. Bye, Steve. Okay, let's do, we're going to go ahead and do 5 duplicates of Steve. So this is duplicate number 1, and this is going to be costume up. So just take his little arms and flip them up. So he's just pointing up. So this is costume up. All right, costume down. I think we can just go ahead and move his arms to the side a little bit, and that'll be it for costume down. Costume right, let's go ahead and move his arms to the right-hand side of our screen and angle them. Costume left, let's go ahead and do the same thing with costume left. Let's angle his arms to the left. So when he's moving, we're going to call upon these costumes and we'll see his arms moving to that side. And it just looks a little bit more fun. Oh, I'm having trouble getting this over to the left a little bit. And it just gives an indication of the direction that we're going in. Since he's just sort of a block, his arms sort of give us more of a directional sense then. Okay, I think I like that. Oh, move both of them over here. Come on. And you can see him right there on top of the blocks. And he's starting to be a little bit okay. Let's go ahead and do one more, and let's call this costume start. And so he can just be in the costume down position, but let's make his mouth an oval or a circle. Okay, so up, down, right, left, and start. Up, down, right, left. Cool. Okay, cool. Okay, now you know what I noticed is you're gonna see when we do this code. Let's go ahead and for left, let's put his arms in an open Pac-Man face to the right, and you'll see when we go ahead and make the code. All right, terrain code, we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's go ahead and go to our code blocks for our terrain. So when green flag is clicked, set size to 25%. Then let's switch the costume to terrain. Then let's go to X 215 by Y negative 65. Oh, that's much better. Okay, if we play around, we can press play anytime we want. Okay, let's go ahead and get a repeat 10 times. And create clone of myself. So we're gonna get this terrain looking really fun. And then we're gonna erase it. Change X by 10. And let's do change X by 49 instead of 10. And then go to 215 by, let's do negative 215. Where is it? Oh, I did negative 210. by negative 100. And we might play around with that as I press play, as I press the green flag. So that's down a little bit too far. Oh, I know what I did. Okay. We're going to have to play with these numbers a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and do negative 215. Okay, so let's do negative 215 by negative 100. I'm sorry, negative 225 by negative 100. That's still not right, but that's okay. I'm going to keep playing with this. Let's go back to 215, negative 215. And then let's move on. Let's go to switch costume to soil and just regular, I'm sorry, switch costume to regular soil. So there's somehow a soil 2 in there. You can just ignore that. And then grab our repeat again. So repeat by 10. And this is just gonna make our soil go in nice little blocks underneath Steve. Create clone of myself. We're going to do create clone of myself, change by X by 49 again. Paste those right into our repeat. We're almost done. Then tell our blocks where to go again. So negative 215 by, this one's a little larger, negative 140. Okay, that's still not quite lining up the way I want it to. So I think I have to adjust the very first one, but we'll do that in a minute. All right, let's add another repeat block. So repeat 10 times. And create a clone of myself. Change X by 49. And let's create another row. X go to 215 and 155. Okay, looking good. Just have to fix that first row. And we can play along with these numbers. You can play around with them depending upon how big your block is. So you can do really big blocks, you can do really small ones. All right, let's go ahead and fix that very first one. I think I know which one is wrong. Let's do negative 212. So instead of positive, I think I forgot a little negative. There we go. Okay, now the blocks are lining up nicely under Steve. Now we just have to tell him, so we're still in the terrain code, and it's looking really good. And we have to tell our code what's going to happen with this terrain. As we move our Steve around, we want it to disappear just like it does in Minecraft, and then we want to recreate it. So we need to do some more coding to do that. All right, so when I receive broadcast disappear, ooh, can you guess what's going to happen? Something's going to disappear. If then, and dragging my touch, when it touches the soil, then okay, actually when I touch Steve, then delete this clone. So when Steve touches the soil, it's gonna go bye-bye. And then when green flag is clicked, let's do a forever code. Okay, when green flag is clicked, let's do a forever loop, then an if then, and then when the F key is pressed, we are actually gonna create more blocks. So go to Steve. So everything that Steve touches will then create a terrain block. Fabulous. And then we can go ahead and switch between terrain and soil. So go ahead and clone of myself. Oops, save. Always save your project. You don't want to end up with doing a whole lot of work and you didn't save it. Now go to 215 and Y by 155. Ooh, looky, looky. Let's hit play. And those blocks are lining up nicely. And let's just do one more thing. Let's grab when the sprite is clicked. So when we click that terrain block, let's just do next costume. So it will go to soil. So some will have grass and some will just be dirt. All right, let's hit Steve's code now. Okay, so go to Steve, and in his code window, drag over when green flag is clicked. Forever loop, forever and ever, an if-then statement, and key pressed. Let's do all right, let's leave it space key and let's do broadcast disappear, okay? So let's try it out here. I don't know if anything's gonna happen. All right, when green flag is clicked, let's tell him where to go. Go to negative 215 by Y negative 70. And then point in direction 90. And then switch costume to costume start. Yay! Okay, now let's put a forever loop. And if then, move up so we can see what we're doing. Go to our sensing. And what are we gonna do now? Key, I think I'm gonna do my arrows. Some people like to use different letters. I like to use the up, down, right, and left on my keyboard. I don't know about you. What do you like to use? All right, so key up arrow, switch costume to, you guessed it, costume up. Costume up, costume up. Why am I waiting? Okay, costume up. My code is lagging a little bit. I don't know if it's my connection or I've just started to make a lot of blocks. Okay, point in direction. So up is zero, not negative 15. It is 0. Up is 0. And for up, remember our little costume is Steve with his arms raised. So when we press the up arrow, Steve goes up with his arms raised, and hopefully we'll be able to see that very clearly. And move 10 steps. So it's not just a little up, it's a big up with 10 steps. Okay, let's move up a little bit. Let's duplicate that that if-then block, not the forever block. Let me get that out of there. We just want that if-then block. Okay, there we go. Oh, get out of there forever. Bye. Okay, we just need one forever. Okay, now we just did up. Let's go ahead and do down. All right, switch costume to costume down. Fabulous. Now, this will not point in the same direction as costume up, obviously. Can you guess, before I type it, where costume down will point? It will point down. So how many degrees is that? Bum, bum, bum. 180. Yay! And again, move 10 steps, or else it'll just be the tiniest little movement. Okay, let's duplicate again. Now let's do right and left. Pull down so we can see what we're doing. And key pressed left arrow. Can you guess the degrees on left? Costume left. And this is where we're going to put in an extra piece of code here too. We're going to put in set rotation style to left right. And I played with this. Okay, so our point of direction is -90. For everybody who said -90, congratulations, you were right. And I played with this and it does make him go left. So I like that. And he looks like he's going left. All right, let's add one more if then block. I don't know why I didn't duplicate this. I just felt like typing. Key. And this is going to be right. So think about what my degrees are going to be if I go right. Right arrow, switch costume to right. Switch costume to costume right. Awesome. Point in direction of 90 degrees. Yay. Perfect. And move 10 steps when we do that 90 degrees. Awesome. And I'm playing with it right now. Oh, and look, there he's going. He's going. Okay, there he's going. Yay! And it looks like the space bar is working. All right, I'm pressing the space bar and now I'm just going up and down. And now I'm pressing the space bar. Yay! And he is deleting the grass as we go. And then I'm pressing the F because he is now adding blocks. Awesome. Adding blocks, adding blocks, adding blocks. And I am seeing a little lag in my computer. So like if all of a sudden my iPad, if all of a sudden your Scratch stops working, that's okay. Save it. Make sure you're saving it as you go and it will be fine. Thank you so much for watching. What can you make? Leave me a comment.